Hi guys, Marius from Aero Corporation here. Today I'm gonna show you how to connect a MIDI device, especially with faders, to GrandMA2 to control your lights. Because as you may know, GrandMA2 is cannot read the signal of a fader button, because GrandMA2 can only read notes signal, and the faders does not send notes signal but velocity signal, and we are going to translate the signal of a fader of your faders to notes. So for this tutorial you're gonna need two software, two very small software. The first one is called MIDI-OX. It's the software which is going to translate our signal, and the second one is called LoopMIDI, and he's going to send our translation from MIDI-OX to GrandMA. So just download these two small software. I have this one here. So you need to follow these steps. It's really important. The first step is to plug in your MIDI device without launching any of these two software, not even GrandMA. So once you have plugged in your MIDI device with faders, because I just repeat it, but if you have only notes on your MIDI device, this tutorial is not the good one. Now we are going to translate faders signal to use faders on GrandMA. So you are going to launch LoopMIDI first after plugged in your MIDI device. So when you open it, it's like that. First of all, we are going to create a port, which is really simple, and don't worry. You are going to create a port, so you call it like you want. We're going to call it GrandMA Loop. You can name it as you want. It's just for recognize it in GrandMA after. So you click on the plus button and it's here. And after that you go in advanced, and to not have latency or have the minimum latency between your MIDI device and GrandMA, you put 8. You are going to enter 8 in your buffer. So why 8? Because it's the minimum value that you can put. Because for example, if I put 5 into it and I just click on advance, it's gonna be 8, because it's the minimum size that you can put in LoopMIDI. So put 8, because like that you are going to have the minimum of latency between your MIDI device and GrandMA. After that you can close LoopMIDI, because it stays in your taskbar in background. To close it, definitely you need to right click and stop LoopMIDI, but we are not going to do it because we need it. You're going to open MIDI-OX, which is our translate software. So first of all you're going to go in this blue button which is called select MIDI devices to open. Here you are going to select your MIDI device. For me it's an MPK-Mini2, and in output you're gonna click on your port name of LoopMIDI. So for me it was GrandMA Loop, so GrandMA Loop is here. So you select it because we want to output on LoopMIDI, which he's going to send to GrandMA. So you click OK. After that you are going to click on these two windows. What they are, it's really simple. It's some windows which are going to show you the input signals of your MIDI device and the output. So you're going to see what is translated. So you click on these two, and you can rearrange it, because I think it does not appear. It do not appear like that the first time. So here you have input and output. So for example, if I if I push a fader, it's going to send a signal. So as you may see, it's exactly the same signal in input and in output window, because we do not translated any signal. So to translate our signal, you're going to click on this two dots icon, which is called MIDI data mapping transforms. So here you have a window like that which appear, and you're going to click on Insert. And now you have different mapping window appear. In event type, you're going to click on Control, because a fader, the fader signal is called control, and in the output event type you're going to say not on, because we want it to translate to a note, because GrandMA can only read notes signal. So you're going to turn a fader, and here in data 1, as I touch my faders, there is a number in the data 1 which appear. So for my first fader it's the 1, for my fifth one it's the 5, so it's the same number. So as I push my first fader, the data number is 1, so you are going to say 1 1, and here 1 1. It's just that, and you click OK. It's as simple as that. So after that, do not forget to click on this little box, turn the map on after OK, because if you do not check this when you're going to press OK, it will not work, because you do not have said to MIDI-OX that you want it to be translated. So you click on OK, and now, as you may see, it's green because it's a not signal, so it worked. So now you can do it for all your faders. Eight, because I have 8 faders on it. So check that on message here there is control signal, and here there is always not on signal. Okay, just verify it, and if it's not good, just re-click on it and put control and not on. Do not forget to check if this box is ticked. Click OK, and you see if it works, and it works with every faders. So now do not close MIDI-OX, because he do not have the capacity to run in background, so you just reduce it. Now we are going to open GrandMA, so I'm going to create a new show tutorial, enter, and there is nothing. No, there is nothing. So to enter your MIDI signal, you're going to click on the yellow ball of GrandMA2. You're going to click on option MIDI. In MIDI in device, you're going to check GrandMA loop, GrandMA loop, the name that you sent on LoopMIDI. You close it. Now you're going to click on setup, remote input setup, MIDI remote, new, and every time you can click on this little information button, and as you turn your faders, it sends, I don't know if you can see here, a velocity signal. So that's good. GrandMA can now read your fader signal, and now you can just turn your faders, and you can see that the note which is sent is on the little N, it's 1. If I turn the second, it's 2, 3, so it's the not 1. So you can say my faders 1 is set to not 1, so I put not 1. Channel, you can leave it to all. Type, it's at you to select, but the most of the time it's gonna be an executor, because the executor on GrandMA are the faders. The page, you decide if you have some page or if you want to leave this on the current page. The number of the executor, and the button. Button 1 is So you choose, and I'm gonna set it to executor 1 fader because I want my faders, my physical faders, to control the virtual fader. So you can close, you can put many map. And if I go to my executor and I don't know, star something here, star here, and I push my faders, it work. I'm physically entrained to push my fader. It was Marius from Aero Corporation. Bye.